Hello everybody, my name is John Life and welcome to 6 Days of Snow. A game that is supposed to be like Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, I've never played Doki Doki Literature Club on my YouTube channel, but I will link my Twitch stream of all my Doki Doki Literature Club streams. That's where I play Doki Doki. If you want to check out that series, it's on my Twitch at VileKnight12. Type it on there on Twitch, VileKnight12. But anyways, I'm going to read what 6 Days of Snow is. This game looks really good. From just images and everything, it looked really, really good. Let's read it. I'm going to read the description here, what Steam has. In a small inn located in the snowy Japanese mountains, an unlikely relationship blossomed between a once popular poet and the daughter of the inn's proprietress. That's what it looks. It looks really cool. I'm very interested to do it. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's do it. The first day. The first day, yeah. It was a dark night, and the snow was falling thick and heavy beyond the window of the car. Everything was pure white, like a saucer of milk had been upended over the earth. It looked pretty. At least it did when observed from within the confines of the taxi, but I felt a surge of sympathy for whoever might be outside on such a night. The snow can be unforgiving, especially on a mountain like this. I love that, guys. Like, even just the start of this, look at the animations of the snow falling. Such a beautiful game already. Why else would there be so many stories about strange pale-skinned women that lure unexpected men to their icy graves? In a remote place like this, how long would it take before anybody uncovered your corpse? A day, 2 days, a whole week, perhaps a month? Being a writer, I couldn't help but ponder such morbid things, though I admit crime fiction has never been my forte. It's always been my belief that there is enough unpleasantness in real life. We hardly need to fabricate anymore. Okay, I'm gonna guess on this name. I'm gonna assume it's Sachiko, or Sachiko. Sachiko, we're gonna go with Sachiko on this. Sachiko says that's because I'm sentimental. Apparently, it's one of my better qualities. Sachiko says sentiment manifesta itself in my eyes. I have unusually pale eyes. My wife has quite a way with words. I sometimes think her talents are wasted as a wife and mother, when she might have untapped acumen for storytelling. She's certainly good at gossiping with other women who attend art class with her every Wednesday. Sachiko, however, always blushes and shakes her head whenever I suggest this. Even as a gentle joke, she says she's more than happy looking after me and our 2 sons. Searching for any greater purpose in life would be presumptuous. I appreciate it, I suppose, but I wouldn't mind if she had a touch more ambition beyond preparing the perfect bowl of miso soup in the mornings. Not that Sachiko's miso soup is anything to be sneezed at. That was one of the things I was going to miss the most, I thought, as the car drove on through the night. Sachiko's miso soup. The miso soup at the Azami Inn would be perfectly fine, I was sure, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be Sachiko's. This might sound awfully prosaic, but when food has been prepared by the hands of a woman who loves you and has loved you for 25 years, it acquires special properties you can't find anywhere else. Maybe that's the best definition of martial bliss. Being able to enjoy breakfast together every morning with small shared smile despite not having all that much to talk about. It's a comfortable humdrum kind of existence, I suppose. But the further I ascend into the mountains, the more it began to slip away. Ooh, this is weird. I'm loving it already. With each and every mile I covered, the further away my banal life with Sachiko seemed. Soon, the small details, the taste of her miso soup, the pseudo religious watering of our much beloved Bougainvilleas. Don't even know, guys. And the pervading smell of soup began to slip away. I must confess, I was not awfully sorry to be saying farewell to any of it. It wasn't that I didn't care for Sachiko, because I did, I still do. We had fallen into a rut. That was all. We had grown too accustomed to one another, and perhaps I was taking Sachiko and her miso soup for granted. It's hard to appreciate somebody when you see them every single day, and you recite the same, oh my god, pleasantries to them, and they repeat the same pleasantries back. It's not predictable. I love it already. Like, the storyline's already good. I feel like we are a very, very nasty man. I really do. I feel like we just took that soup for granted. Like, really. Why didn't we stay with Sachiko? It'd be like playing shogi while being able to read your opponent's move 5 turns in advance. Where's the fun in that? But to put it another way, our daily routine had become far too familiar, to the extent that it was almost painful. I wasn't trying to run away from Sachiko. I told myself that wasn't it. I just need a change of pace. I want to remind myself how much my wife meant to me. I sound like an ass. I want to remind myself why I loved her. I was journeying away from my wife so I could learn to miss her again, which would hopefully make our eventual reunion all that more sweeter. After giving it some thought, I decided upon the perfect location where I could reunite on my marriage. That would be the snow-capped mountains in Hakuba, more than half an hour away from human civilization. There would be no people in the Azami Inn to disturb my solitude, just the snow and the stars. And that was fine by me. The young boy driving the taxicab hummed under his breath a song I did not know, and tapped his fingers against the wheel. "We're almost there," he said, and turned to me and smiled. The darkness obscured much of his face, but I could see the reassuring gap-toothed grin. One of his front teeth was missing. You know, I thought it was rude to ask why, so I didn't comment. But I couldn't stop myself from fabricating stories. "How far is it now?" I asked him, hugging my trunk a little closer to my chest. Sachiko had helped me pack before my departure. I told her she needn't have bothered me, but she was insistent. Despite being such a quiet, retiring woman, Sachiko can be awfully insistent about the mundane of things. "Not too far now," said the boy. Though the boy might be a touch demeaning, as he must have been in his early 20s. 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5, accounting for traffic. That was probably supposed to be a joke. We hadn't passed a single car during the journey from the train station, I must admit. I was a bit relieved. The road was so poorly lit, any outcoming cars could have spelt disaster. "It's not like you need to get there in a hurry, is it?" asked the boy. "What are you doing up here in Hakuba, if you don't mind me asking?" I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all," I said politely. "I'm a writer. I thought going somewhere remote would help me focus, generate a few ideas, that kind of thing." "Ooh, an author," he whistled, and genuinely impressed. "Written anything I know?" "I doubt it. I'm not well known by any means, but I make enough to pay the bills." "Well, what more can I ask for? I'm not too world-wise, but that sounds like a success story to me. Not many people who want to be authors make so much as a penny." "Ha ha, yes, I suppose so," I said, running a hand through my hair. "Sometimes I forget. I have a lot to be thankful for." "And what kind of things do you write? Newspaper articles, journalism?" "Some poetry, And I released a novel a couple years ago too. A novel, is it? He said. He whistled again. Now that is fancy. I could be faring around the next O.G. Mori. Oh, I doubt I would ever reach such levels of fame. I just dabble, really. Well, I hope you include me in your next literary effort, Mr. Tanaba. Tanaba, really? Tanabe, folks. That's the name that John's going to be naming these people. Tanabe. That's our name. Our name is Tanabe Aije. Tanabe Aije. Yeah, Aije. Woo! Tanabe Aije. Alright, Mr. Tanabe. I'll remember that. And he nodded his head determinedly like a chicken packing up words. That was a cruel smile, though, and I, chased it. Chat aside myself for thinking such a thing. These words are stumbling upon John here. I hadn't realized it, spending so much of my life inside the city, but I could be quite a snob. That was another reason I told myself why going to the countryside would be good. It was always useful to never sights and burrowed in my horizons, opened my mind. The moon up ahead, shining the apex of the sky like a pearl, split the swirling fog in snow-white pale rays of light. In the dark, the moonlight looked lethal. Ethereal. It was the kind of moon so perfectly round and full that could drive one to madness. You better include me in your next novel, Mr. Tanabe, said the driver with his distant, gap-toothed smile, and I found myself thinking that maybe I would. He wasn't a character that was easy to forget. The teeth helped. I'm Hanada Yosuke. I'm Hanada Yosuke, guys. Honaba Yosuke. A pleasure to meet you. Guys, if you're, know any Japanese or from Japan, because some of you guys are from other countries, if I'm pronouncing these names, please don't take it offensive. I just don't know the correct pronunciation. In my mind, as I read it, Hanada Yosuke sounds like the best. Oh no, the pleasure's all mine, I demurred, and the young taxi driver, Yosuke, tittered. Incredible, a writing say it's a pleasure to make my acquaintance. I never thought I'd live to see the day. He sounded so bemused by the idea I smiled. I love the big words, like, they even stumped me a little bit. And I like these big words. This game is really good so far, really good. If you really want something interesting to write about for your next novel, of course, there's no better settling than the Azami Inn, said Yosuke compassionately, after a lull in the conversation. It's beautiful around there. Not that I have much of an eye for it. Still, all the snow in the hills and this quaint little building out in the middle of nowhere, very pretty. Yes, it sounds delightful. Lonely, too, I think. But that should suit you down to the ground. A bit of peace and quiet helps stimulate the imagination, right? That is the general idea. All of the noise in the big city can be a bit... I searched for the correct word, but I couldn't find it. Maybe it had been stolen by the snow. Oh, I can imagine, said Yosuke, sensing my discomfort. I've lived around here for all my life, but still, the big city, eh? The big city indeed. I'd love to go there once or twice just to look around, but I don't think I could ever settle somewhere like that. From what I've heard, there are too many buildings and far too many people. I like the peace and quiet, though even I'd get a bit antsy if I had to stay in the Azami Inn too long. I don't know how Miss... Ooh! Kakiuchi does it. The proprietress? The one and the same name, said Yosuke with a nod. She's been living up there for gosh, I don't know how long. Maybe longer than I've been alive. Because as long as there's been the Azami Inn, there's been a Miss Kakaiuchi. Kakaiuchi? We're just gonna say that. She used to run it with her husband, so maybe she wasn't too lonely before, but he's dead now. He died many years ago. I looked at Yasuki, intrigued. Ideas began to grow inside my head, just like a cross, sprout into proud oak trees. What happened to Mr. Kakaiuchi? I asked as casual as I could muster, but my efforts were probably in vain. I already told Yasuki I was a writer, and people never trust writers. At least they shouldn't. We crowd around misery like vultures and pick the bones clean until there's nothing left. Yasuke, who didn't seem to be the most intelligent of people, was still sharp enough because he grinned. It was a wolfish grin. A wolfish grin. All too fitting for the large, purely moon. Ah, so you're interested, are you, Mr. Tanabe? Yes? It is an interesting story, I can't help myself. And rather well known, too. There are all kinds of stories about the Azami Inn, as I said. Miss Kakaiuchi. I'm saying it so wrong each time. Not all of them are pleasant, and I don't believe half of them, but they're very interesting. I should let you know before you continue, then I don't write crime stories. Ah, well, more's the pity, said Yasuke with a shrug. When you get a pretty young woman and a dead husband, there are bound to be rumors. But the truth is a lot simpler. He was old. Mr. Kakaiuchi, a good 2 decades older than his wife. And you know, when you're older and you live up on the mountains, chances are you'll catch a cold some point. You won't be able to fend it off. So he died just like that. Just like that, rather anticlimactic, all things considered, but people love talking. You can't stop them talking, even in a place like this, Yasuke said. I talk enough myself. My fiancée, Hatsumi, always berates me. Still, she can't hate it that much, or she wouldn't have agreed to marry me. You have a fiancé? Congratulations. Yasuke thanks me, smiling sheepishly. Honestly, I feel a bit sorry for Mrs. Kakaiuchi, all things considered. She must be awfully lonely up there without a husband, and the residents of the Higashikawa aren't too keen on her either. Doesn't she have anybody else? She has a daughter, sweet little thing, Raiko. Miss Kakaiuchi has always been very protective, and no wonder after what happened to her husband. Raiko? I nodded my head. I would have to file this away for future reference. Doesn't she have any staff? Oh, she employs a few girls. Mai Hatsumi was one of them. Why do I feel like I'm feeling like a horrific horror kind of killer aspect up here on these mountains? Like people are dying. What if Mrs. Kakaiuchi killed her husband? Dude, this could be a horror game. But it's a small business. She doesn't get many customers, you see. Yeah, she probably kills them all. I see, I said, and I did see. I looked out the window and I could see the hills covered in snow, with yet more snow falling, and I saw only too clearly. I couldn't imagine many people coming to the Azami Inn, not even those who were passionate about skiing. There were places to stay that were closer to the main roads where you didn't have to hire a taxi and wend your way through the mountains for over half an hour to reach your destination. If Sachiko were here, I knew what she'd say. None of this was very sensible. Still, as I wasn't a sensible man, but a sensitive one, this kind of location would, as Yusuke had said, suit me down to the ground. Alright, what are we at in time? 19 minutes? That took 19 minutes? We haven't even started the game. I don't know if you guys want long episodes or short episodes. Guys, please tell me if you want long or short episodes. Please, guys, please put down the comments below. Please, guys, I need to know if you want these long episodes or not. I think honestly, I think this is a good place to stop. Yes, I know we didn't do much, guys, because it was a lot of talking in the beginning. But I want to make this a longer series because I love visual novels, and I feel like if I make this a little bit longer, you guys will enjoy it as well. That was at least 20 minutes right there, guys. At least 20 minutes of basically arriving to the inn, the Azami Inn. But anyways, guys, we're gonna meet our Sachiko here very soon. Also some Miss Kakuchai. We're gonna be learning about that. So thanks again, everyone, for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel while I play many different games that you guys may enjoy. So thanks again, and I will catch you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.